The Rebel Capitalist Show.
What if the Federal Reserve buys pretty much all the mortgage-backed securities, just like Japan has pretty much bought, 60 or 70% of the Japanese debt. So they buy all the mortgage-backed securities. So if anyone defaults on the loan, basically the property goes to the Fed. So
exactly.
Does that take us closer, maybe if we have a big deflationary bust before we get an inflation, and then everyone loses their homes, very similar to what happened.
But you'll have a digital wallet. So now we go to that phase where you rent everything and own nothing.
Exactly. That's where I was going with that.
The Federal Reserve is their stockholders are the world's largest banks, right?
Right. There you go.
So the banks own everything. Even if it's going to the Federal Reserve, the banks still own it. This is just this whole system was designed by Paul Warburg, and it's just absolutely tragic that we have gone down this road, and these crazy Keynesians have led us into a minefield where no matter what direction we step right now, there's going to be an explosion. There's no way out of this except gold, silver, cryptos. Try to, if you can, get your own ability to grow food and things like that. There could be something horrific coming. I have no idea what it is, but everything has a bell curve of probabilities. But there's something called kurtosis, where the bell curve can get shifted one way or another. And I believe that the tail risk on one side was that everything would be rosy and just beautiful, very low probability. Then there's the greatest probability, and then there's the low probability on the other side. Everything is shifted now to where what I see as the greatest probability is a global depression. But there is the tail risk of absolute modern dark ages at this point. I hate to be such a pessimist, but the thing is, at the end of these events, when there's if you look at any hyperinflation or destruction of currency, what you see is a tremendous wealth transfer. And as people flee from whatever is losing value, whatever they have trusted as a store of value, when it starts losing value and they flee from it to something else, then there's a wealth transfer, and the people that already owned that thing that is gaining in value compared to the currency, as everybody else starts flooding over to that thing, the amount of wealth that is transferred from the people that it is a direct transfer of people writing other people checks necessarily. Right. It's all of the people losing value because they're hanging on to something that is losing value during a time where there's something else that's going up much quicker than the currency. And if there's like 1 in 1,000 people that own precious metals and even less with cryptos. And as people flood over to these other assets, the wealth transfer is going to be astounding because it's at a ratio of 1,000 to 1 then.